All right, it is the Oddcast Podcast here every Friday from 10 to 11. How you doing? It's Mondo. It's your boy Mondo, Mike in the house along with Dean Lewis and Melissa Plaskoff. How are y'all?
Happy Friday the 13th.
I know.
Is it the 13th or Friday 13th? Of course.
It's always the.
What?
It's always the 13th.
Oh, it's always the 13th?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm superstitious.
So you think bad things are going to happen today?
I'm sure.
It already did. We cracked our mics. I mean, come on. Let's be optimistic. Yeah, so, man, what a freaking week. This whole week for everybody's been. And, by the way, don't want to forget Jedi Jansen. And Jansen, glad to have you in studio because you had a pretty nasty wreck on your bike.
Yeah, almost died the other day. Pretty awful.
And yet you're here. Came in a wheelchair. We got him out of it. He's you know, all he has to do is sit the whole time. But so what happened?
A dude pulled out in front of me, ran a stop sign, and so I slammed on my brakes.
You dumped
and
it?
The back tire just went out, and I
damn.
slid into a semi-truck.
What?
Yep.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have felt you anyway.
Yeah, he didn't. He just kind of heard like the crunching sound.
He's like, got another squirrel,
Yeah.
you know, and just kept going. Well,
Now, ask him if he was wearing a helmet.
now in the state of Texas, you do not have to wear a helmet when you're riding a bike. It's rider's choice. I used to be a Harley guy. Jansen also rode a Harley. Not on a Harley this time, Jansen. What was it, a little Vespa?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, okay.
A little scooter.
A little knockoff, Chinese knockoff, a Tao Tao or something.
Yeah,
they happen,
exactly.
you know. But look, seriously, glad you're here. But yeah, I mean, I know what you're saying, Melissa, when it comes to wearing helmets, safety first and all that. But
But
look,
did he have a helmet on?
No, I didn't.
No.
He did not.
I
He's
knew he
so
didn't.
lucky. I saw him right after it happened, and he said, you know, my butt scraped up, and I said, would you like me to look? And he said no. And because
Aw.
I was pulling the mom thing, but then Kat arrived, she looked and took a picture and showed me the picture, and he has a really cute tush. Anyway,
Jansen.
I know.
Look at
Wow.
you.
Hey.
I always thought you stuffed in that Spider-Man outfit you always wore. Now I know the truth.
No
it's real.
stuffing.
Stuffed.
No stuffing. Well, I mean, from the rear, not from the front. Everybody knows, Dean. Come on, Jansen packs. You packing heat, that's all. But hey, we got a lot of really good stuff heading for you today. We're going to be talking about Harvey Weinstein,
Yes.
essential oils, which I think is a huge scam. And all you have to do is Google search it, and you understand it is a massive scam.
It's not.
It is. And then, of course, we have a medical procedure being done on Dean right here in studio with a licensed certified doctor, and her name's
Nice.
Melissa.
Nurse Melissa.
Right? And we'll also
put on my costume.
yeah, we got some state fair hacks I'm going to show you. I went to the fair yesterday and etiquette when dining and splitting the bill, and I can tell you stories about that kind of stuff. But, you know, the biggest news of the week before Harvey Weinstein even broke was the Star Wars trailer, Dean, that came out. And did it answer a bunch of questions? Let's take a look at, if you haven't seen the Star Wars trailer, let's take a look at it right now.
Okay.
In a couple seconds. But Dean, when you saw
I have not seen the trailer.
Oh, really? Are
No.
you a Star Wars fan at all?
I go to the movie when it comes out. I'll go.
But you're not like,
I
you
love
know,
popcorn.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but
No,
you're,
but I go. I enjoyed the last one. It was great the way they ended on the hill.
okay. So
Yeah,
this
right?
this
Is that
takes
how it
off.
ended?
The trailer takes off from there. So here's the trailer.
Okay.
When I found you, I saw raw, untamed power. And beyond that, something truly special.
Something inside me has always been there. But now it's awake. And I need help.
I've seen this raw strength only once before. It didn't scare me enough then. It does now. Let the past die. Kill it. If you have to. That's the only way to become what you were meant to be.
place in all this?
I mean, it makes you want to weep. Does it make you want to weep?
I'm glad I watched it like 3 times before because I get teary. Carrie Fisher.
But you know, look, you
I
had
mean,
to.
that's the first time I've seen it, and it's great. It was really good.
Are you serious?
I'm
you,
serious.
You were looking at Dean and I every now and then because
because I was like, it's really long.
Well, when the penguin
and I have
came out,
ADD, and it's like,
Oh,
oh,
that's
it's
funny.
cute when the little penguin. And I love Chewie, and I like the
Oh.
guy from Girls. Yeah, but I mean, no, it looks real. It looks good. I
the
got
space
it.
penguin comes out and Dean's shaking his head no. Like,
Yeah.
what? So what, Dean? Because Dean, you not for nothing, you were a big Star Wars fan.
Yeah, but nothing like Jedi. And Jedi, and I think we've talked about this before. But you know, the third, when the originals came out, the Return of the Jedi, and the whole Ewok thing was just an abomination in my opinion
No, I
because
mean-
they were obviously little kids in furry costumes. Their eyes didn't blink. They were irritatingly cute, and it just destroyed. For me, it's the worst movie. One of the worst movies
Oh,
ever.
no.
Oh, I
because
like
of
that
them.
one.
Because the
The one with Jar Jar
Cute.
Binks is the worst.
I
So
said one of the worst, yeah.
Okay.
But I would almost rather have Jar Jar Binks than the Ewoks. That's how much I hate them. And so that little cute penguin thing, I'm just like, what, dude? The rest of it is so intense and real, and then it's that cute little.
They're trying
like,
to
every
reach
time they
a
go
really
cute,
big audience.
they're trying to sell toys.
Right.
And,
well, what's
but
wrong
they're-
with that? It's a commercial movie. They commercialized when they sold to Disney.
No, but they have enough. They're going to sell. It's not like without that little penguin thing, Disney's going to be going, we can't move any of this Star Wars merchandise. I can't believe it's just sitting on the shelves, gathering dust. Close the Magic Kingdom. We're done. They've got more than enough coming
No,
in.
they don't.
They've got to put that little extra.
It's never enough.
You're right.
Mm.
And speaking of which, so we said Harvey Weinstein. You can never have enough, according to him, and according to all those. I mean, you know, you want to say allegedly because there's really nothing that has come out other than accusations. Rose McGowan got booted off of Twitter saying that Harvey Weinstein had raped her, and then
I believe it.
And then Twitter took her account away, and then the females of the world came out, especially in the Hollywood world, and said, "We are going to not use Twitter on Friday the 13th," and that happened. And then late yesterday, they reinstated Rose McGowan's Twitter account, and then she was saying he raped me. Oh, now do you believe me?
Yeah. I mean, are you surprised?
No.
So can I say
The
that?
the casting couch thing. Should anybody be surprised? Now, Melissa, have you ever had a situation where you're an attractive woman? Have you ever had a situation where, you know, a man in position of power? My wife was asking about that. Isn't it all men? I said, I don't think it's all men, but men in positions of power and authority. When guys see another dude that shouldn't be pulling that kind of girl, there's something going on. I'm a great example, but I don't have any.
I mean, maybe he's a really nice guy, or
Okay.
or maybe
No, he's
it's
a
a
bastard.
financial thing, or I mean, there might be other reasons. You know, if it's not a match. But no, I mean, one time, and I've had 25 careers, not jobs, but careers. And in one of my careers, I had a meeting, and this guy, I mean, can I say he came on to me? I don't know. It's so weird. And it was intense. It was a restaurant owner. He was smoking and drinking and saying when next meeting he wants me at his place and a bubble bath and champagne. And I mean, it kept going. I was so uncomfortable. I went back to my office and told the people I work for, I will never go there again. I don't even need a fake ring on my hand to act like I'm taken. I was single. I said, but it's gross, and we should not be doing business with this man. And they were awesome. They said, we're done. So
Screw the Waffle House account. We're done.
we're done with all of the, I'm not even going to say it, it'll be horrible, the backlash. But no, and it wasn't even the size of the account, but I was proud of myself because look, was I on commission? Yes. Could I have gone that route to get some cash? Totally.
All right. Well, this brings up. Can I ask you a question then?
Okay.
Because this is the thing I don't get about Weinstein, or however we're going to say it. So, how powerful would a man have to be for you to consider it?
What do you mean? I mean, like tons of cash
Okay,
for
so
me to be
let's-
like, I don't care. I'll close my eyes and imagine someone else.
Great
Or
ex-
just, you know, as far as like this could make or break your life. I mean, that's the power of wine. That's why I don't understand why he sexually
I think it's doing it.
forced these women. Because to me, you're in that position of power, and you can just say, "Look, I want sex, and I'd be more than happy to help your career. If you're not interested, let me know." But that's the first thing we got to get off the table. And either this meeting will keep going or we end it right now. Rather than, well, come to the room and watch me take a shot. Like, he's just so creepy.
But
I just-
don't you think that's Hollywood? I mean, how many times have you seen in the movies the producer, the guy, the,
Yeah, but that's in the
the
movies,
executive?
which is heightened reality. It doesn't seem like that would be
Well-
the real reality. It seems like they'd be very businesslike about it.
There's a great
So,
example.
but let her answer the question. How powerful would a man have to be? Like,
I'm
okay,
just not, for me, I feel like
if you wanted to be an actress and Spielberg came on to you, let's say.
I would totally do it. I wouldn't. I'm just not that
No?
person. No, because then you have to live with that, and
You do.
you're making a deal with the devil, and that's just those demons that live inside you. And I think that, look, if he's doing it with me, he's doing it with everyone else. So, you know,
Well,
Dean,
Jedi and I are making a movie and you're out. So you had your shot.
there's
I just shot a movie before we started this. I think.
Did you?
Yes, you did.
Out in
There's
the hall.
an example. Oh, you did. That's true. There's an example that an actress gave that she said she went into Harvey Weinstein's room. He had 3 contracts laid out in front of her and said, "You do 3-way with me and you get all 3 movies." But each sex act she didn't do took away a movie. And these were all supposedly like, you know, Harvey Weinstein was a heavy hitter, so that he had great stuff in front of him.
But shame on them.
but
Shame on them for.
She walked away.
Yeah, well, good for her.
She walked away and she's like, I don't feel comfortable doing this. You know, and then there's the story, I guess how it broke is he masturbated in a plant at a restaurant in front of a reporter and finished in the plant because he was so jacked up about whatever he needed to do. And you said it earlier, Dean, he is a bastard. And everybody in the business knows it. And then you have guys like Matt Damon and Ben Affleck who just got accused of butt groping a girl.
Yeah.
And then he has since apologized for that. But you're right. I'm sure the tendrils of this spread far and wide. Who was it? Some CEO, I wanted to say Amazon, but that
Yeah, it's a guy from Amazon.
Amazon, he got busted for essentially
And
the
he
same
made Man
thing.
in the High Castle, which is
Okay.
awesome. And that's another thing is all these things now that Weinstein was a part of, all those Quentin Tarantino movies, it's all soiled now for me. Like I can't watch that because I'm looking at actresses going, what does she have to do to be in that movie? Like that's all I'll think about in those movies from now on.
But I think you're different.
In what way?
I think this is just going to go away. That's just what happens because some people will say it was just a great movie, and we live in that world. We
Yeah.
live in this fantasy
know-
world. I want to flip it. What about
Okay.
you guys?
And for what?
Okay, the biggest radio gig ever,
Radio?
TV, movie, whatever. Your dream job
I'd rather funnel myself into a plant at a Chili's.
at the restaurant. Mhm.
Right.
And finish. Thank
And
you. That
finish.
was a very important detail.
Yeah.
Well, of course.
But would you? What do you think?
Yeah, why do you got to throw in the finish thing? Like, who's ever been
That
like,
was part of the
"Oh,
story."
Yeah. You know what? What am I thinking? Bring out a bloomin' onion. I am sorry. I let myself go. I get low blood sugar. I get a little wacky. Of course he finished. If you drop trout in a restaurant and you're squatting over a fern,
What
in front of a reporter.
What if a busboy walked by? You know, he's not going to sit. He's
he
going
doesn't
to
worry about a
excuse
reporter.
himself.
Why does he care about a busboy?
You know, I
of
seem to
course he
think.
finished. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Right. Okay, but you're not answering my question.
If
Which-
it was
and you answered.
yeah, if it was a female equivalent, in other words, if it was a hot woman, it'd be a lot easier for me.
But would you do it?
Not for radio.
Okay, well,
For something
Dream
else.
job, Joel. Dream
Dream
job.
job.
Yeah.
You get booked at. Name your place in Vegas for life.
you get the 30 million yearly deal in Vegas.
Yeah, yeah,
Would you?
probably.
It's different for
If
guys.
it was attractive, if it was an attractive woman. That's the other thing about Weinstein.
Well, he's gross.
He is
Yeah,
gross,
he's
but
gross.
here's the thing about Hugh Hefner. How many women was he with? And he's been dead now, so it's safe to talk. Have we heard anything bad about him? As far as he was groping me, Hefner was doing this. He was forcing me. I felt, restrained. I felt like I was molested.
I
No
don't-
one said
no.
anything like that. And that's my point. Is he was a guy in power, and he could only make your career for a month. I mean, you were Miss January, and that's cool till Miss February comes along. Then your career's over. How many women came out of that and became movie stars? Very, very few.
Mm-hmm.
So he was a guy who I don't think, was
I think it's
shy
different,
about
though.
telling what he wanted.
I think it's different with Hugh Hefner because that to me would be an expectation with the guy who's a movie mogul. There's a different expectation. Hey, I'm just here to read for a part, and I'm in your bedroom now, and you're in the shower asking me to come in there.
How many other movie moguls are crapping in their pants, waiting for things to come out?
That's a good question. I was thinking about that yesterday because where there's smoke, there's almost always there's fire. And so, Melissa, to answer your question, I would never do it, but I have, believe it or not, Mondo Mike has a sense of morality. and I just wouldn't do it. I don't care what came along. You're looking underneath the table for something, Dean, to hit me
Your
with?
morality.
Well, no, look, I have to live with myself too.
Throw a Twinkie at him.
I changed my mind if it's a Twinkie.
Yes.
No, but the thing is, I just don't think I could do it.
Okay, so have you ever been in a relationship where, I don't know how to phrase this exactly, Mondo, and then I'm going to ask you, Melissa, the same thing, but have you ever been in a relationship where you, in order to please her, did things you didn't want to do?
Oh yeah.
So
think
this is just a
everyone-
high-level
it's
version
no.
of this.
But
No,
I was
different.
here's the problem.
You were in
I-
you started off the relationship.
Right, I'm in a relationship. I can tell you. I know the girl. I can tell the girl was the homecoming queen at Cedar Hill High School.
Oh gosh.
She in my bedroom
Here we go.
wanted to put my baseball outfit on and said, "Wear my clothes," and let's for whatever reason. So she was like grabbing her crotch and pretending to spit on the ground and all this stuff, and I was pretending to be this hot cheerleader.
So you wore like a dress?
I wore her clothes. I put her clothes on. And
But
she
what
put-
were her
So
clothes?
if you were,
it was jeans and a
yeah,
t-shirt.
you were acting
or
like
was
a
it dress?
cheerleader. Were you in a cheerleading uniform?
No, I put her clothes on.
But what were her clothes?
Oh,
Was
it was
it-
like jeans and a t-shirt.
Okay, but that's not a dress. That's not a cheerleader outfit. That
But
wasn't
still,
that hard
it was,
for you.
It was kind of like, but it was a girl's clothes. And then
Did you wear her panties? The whole
No,
all
I
the-
didn't put her. I didn't put bra on or anything.
That's like when you're a kid and you ride a girl's bike without the it's a girl's bike without the sissy bar or whatever they used to
Yeah,
call
yeah.
that.
Why is it called a sissy bar?
I don't know. I didn't name it. I don't know.
A sissy bar. No, it's
I
called
know,
a
it's
sissy
stupid.
bar because if you had a bar there, when you rode with a guy, they rode on the sissy bar.
Yeah, whatever it is. But the point is, you putting on a girl's
Oh.
clothes, if they're manly clothes like jeans and a t-shirt, it's like when you ride a girl's bike, quote unquote, when you're a kid. It doesn't really matter. But
It
if
depends.
you were wearing a dress or a cheerleader outfit or a French maid costume, then you'd have a story.
But see, dude, back then I knew what my
Because
ultimate.
I put on what Melissa's wearing. I mean, I'd stretch it out and destroy it, but I think Melissa's very attractive. She's always dressed just very well for whatever the occasion is.
Wow, thanks.
But she's still
I mean, for whatever that. Yeah, no, I mean that's so nice. I feel like I am usually in my grandma underwear and.
well, no, but I didn't
You don't-
see like if I put on
yeah.
if she had grandma underwear and I put those on, then that would be a story. But you just putting on the prom queen's jeans and t-shirt. Anyway,
it's different because there was an end game for me.
I know, really.
Yeah, I like.
And then he saw a plant.
No, I didn't need a. Plant.
Okay, I
Come
want to
on.
hear about the oils.
Yeah, so essential oils. My wife, she is big into this company that is essentially the biggest essential oil company out there, and they're called Young Living. And I did a cancer talk this past weekend, and I did really, really well. They wanted to.
Time out for the record. That's only the first time you've said that.
I know,
Go ahead.
I know.
Okay,
You're
keep
keeping
it
score.
going.
You're
Go
keeping
ahead.
score.
Yeah, go ahead.
It'll probably be the
We're
only
19
time.
minutes in. That's great.
I know, but they said, hey, we want you to do a more focused talk on men. And I came up with a couple of ideas that we could do, and one of them had to do with essential oils. But they supposedly tout these things as curative. So
They are. Have you ever had an ear infection and put lemon
it's bullshit.
and it's not
bullshit. It is
It's
total
not.
bullshit.
Okay.
It is because you are reading the propaganda from the company
I'm using it and it's curing an ear infection. How can you say that?
because it's not. That's psychosomatic. That's psychosomatic. And my wife does
Pink
the same
eye?
thing. My wife goes, I have a headache. She'll get some peppermint oil and start rubbing it on her head. And magically the headache goes away.
I've had people show up at my house. I don't sell the oils. This lavender stuff on the second toe literally will make your kids sleep.
Make your what?
Kids sleep. Then so I interviewed a girl who said there are all these crazy things you can do with sex, and it's like this whole. Have you tried the sex oils?
We have the thieves oil, and no, we haven't tried the sex oils.
See, okay, so here's your homework. Talk to Amanda. Get that whole little formula put together. Apparently, it'll change your life. Next week, I want to report.
So will thieves oil. Thieves oil, by the way, is an oil that this company sells. They tout this. And by the way, if you look up the owner of the company, it's multi-level marketing. It's MLM is all it is, because it's the guy at the top makes all the money. Are there distributors with that company? Independent.
No, I mean, I
Are
get
there-
the ML. It's okay, but how many other companies are like that? I
Yeah.
don't care about that.
There are.
I'll say MLM is a scam, but that doesn't mean their product is.
Yeah, and they wouldn't be as successful if it was all bullshit.
So what I do, well,
I say
of
that?
course, yes, but
yeah,
here's
but
the,
every time someone says that, I always say, look at those Extends pills or those, they're supposed to make you grow bigger and all that kind of stuff.
Dean
I mean, this
knows.
been around for
What
10.
pill?
No,
Irish guy.
I've never done that, but
I don't even know what that is.
they're pills that you're supposed to be able to take, and it's add 2 inches in 3 weeks or whatever. You're supposed to
Oh.
extend the length of your manhood, and those do not work at all.
Did you try it?
No.
So how do you know?
because if you were born with a ding instead of a dong, that's how it is. There's no oil or magic or
Yeah.
some kind of suction.
And
thing
they've
that-
been sued, and there's been problems, but they're still out there all the time.
Okay,
And
well, I mean, okay, so
it's the selling of hope.
oh gosh, it's not. Okay, so these oils can also help with skin issues. And they
I
can
believe
help
that.
with, you can put them in cooking. There's a lot of things you can do. So I think by saying they're all horrible, I mean, that's such a,
Well, no.
why would you say that?
Because here's the thing, and this is where I knew it was bullshit. When I told my wife, "Hey, I'm going to order some oils because of this thing that I wanted to do," and she goes, "Oh, well, here's the catalog." I said, "Well, I don't want to order it from your company." And she goes, "If it says not made for consumption, all the other oils are bullshit." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" And she goes, "Well, only the oils we get are made for consumption. You can actually have these and consume these because everything else is contrived." So I was like, all right, well, so I'm a cynic when it comes to stuff like that. So if you type in the company name and scam, you'll see any number of articles and how they kind of, this company that we're talking about, by the way, said it would cure Ebola when the Ebola breakout happened.
Yeah, now
were
see, that's
y'all
bad.
at the hospital?
We did a show
y'all
from
do
there.
that show?
We did a show
Yeah.
from there.
And
Yeah.
that- yeah. Anyway.
In the morning. But yeah, so ADD, I get it.
Okay, sorry.
I'm- dude, I'm with you.
I just had a whole moment.
No,
about
we're
that.
good. But
Okay,
so
go ahead.
that's
Sorry.
my thing about those essential oils is that if you have to look
Okay.
at both sides and then weigh the middle.
Okay, so I get that. So it doesn't have to be black or white. You can be gray. So maybe some of them work okay, some of them don't. Get over here.
All right. So speaking of his essential oils, so Dean has things called skin tags. You've probably seen those on people, and there are pieces of skin that just grow. Well,
Yeah.
Dean bought a device. Dean, you want to explain what the device is?
Yeah, so it's called the Skin Tag Remover, and I saw this advertised on Facebook, and it was like $90. And I was like, oh man. So I always go to Amazon, and it was much cheaper. I got mine for like 20. So that's a little clue for everybody. Every time something's on Facebook, go to Amazon, you'll find it cheaper.
Okay.
I should have
And
done
so
that
I
with-
got this just to see, because I hate little skin tags. They're just disgusting. And I'll be over there in just a second. So I got it, and I tried it on one, and sure enough, it came off. And I had my son get a couple that I couldn't reach. He kind of liked it, I was his patient or whatever. And so I'm going to tell you, Jedi and Melissa, I don't think she'll mind, but Mondo, you're going to smell my flesh burning. I mean, that's the
can't
most
smell
disgusting
anything, so
thing.
you're good.
And I know I'm so white. Mondo says that when my flesh burns, it smells like toast.
I'm so excited. I couldn't sleep last night, and I was watching
Are you
Dr.
really?
Pimple Popper.
So we're going to
Yeah.
see this. So Melissa has 2 alcohol pads. So the first one she's got to, let me find it.
Can you swing over this way?
And by the way, Melissa, so another thing that in talking about essential oils, so in theory, using the skin tag remover thing, if you put essential oil on it and it helped cure it or heal it faster, I think that would be astounding. But to me, it's just going to heal normally. So
Okay, this is the tool right here.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
the tool.
It
And
looks
she's going to take the tweezers and pull the skin tag
Hold
out.
on. There are 3 different levels, and you
Settings.
prefer settings. You prefer setting
3.
number 3.
The highest one, because it burns off quickly.
And,
And this
uh,
hurts.
yeah, so what's going to happen is she's going to zap this thing off, and there's a little red light that comes on as she's doing this. And by the way, for only $49.99, you can get yours too. You betcha. So
Ow.
does it really hurt?
Yeah.
Melissa, you're shaking.
I've never had a tattoo, but I think it's probably the way a tattoo feels.
I'm trying.
So what are you feeling, Dean?
Hold on.
It stings. It feels like a really sharp little.
Oh,
I'm going the
yuck.
wrong way. I got to use this.
Melissa, are you actually grabbing the skin tag
am.
to lance this off? Okay. And by the way, right after this, Dean performed a card trick for us,
Yeah.
and we want to see if he can fool you, the audience.
Why don't we play the card trick and come back?
Yeah, so we're going to keep removing Dean's skin tags. Dean's going to perform this card trick for you right here on the Oddcast podcast again on every Friday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Here's Dean's card trick. Yeah, that was fantastic. Yeah, the Oddcast podcast. Dean, you're really, really good. And
You're very sweet. I want to do it again though, because the room was so hot, my hands were sticky, and so I was sweating on the cards. And so there's one part where it looks like something weird's going on. There's nothing weird going on, but the cards are just sticking together, so it looks weird. So I wanted to do it again, but Jedi and I shot it like 4 or 5 times, and he was getting hot, and I was just like,
you're the
okay.
Harvey Weinstein of card tricks.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
Great card trick.
While no, it's awesome. And
Yeah.
while that was going on, they were
Yeah. Well, so Dean left out that you're supposed to press a button.
Yeah.
So it actually kind of doesn't it smell? Do y'all smell it?
yeah, no, I can't.
No,
Yeah.
can't.
Can you smell it, Jedi?
No.
Okay.
Oh. Anyway, we're getting close. We're gonna keep working
So,
on
Dean,
it.
you want to show kind of
progress?
Is there's a little bit of blood though, right? So
No, not yet. Usually there's
It
not.
looked like it. Yeah, kind of.
No, I guess so. Yeah. But
Let's wait, and then I can put you on the examining table.
you want to do it later?
Oh,
Because
yeah.
you're nervous. I can't believe you're nervous.
I'm in an awkward position. I need to be using my. This is like, and then am I supposed to be in the microphone?
Okay.
oh yeah,
You know.
don't
Well,
worry
maybe
about
we can do it when
Yeah.
we're done, and then record that part and
We'll do
air it
that.
next week.
Good
Yeah,
idea.
but so I was at the fair yesterday, had a great time thanks to Chevy, and they let me have an Equinox to take me to and from, and so it's a brilliant car and all tricked out. So I have a thing that are some state fair hacks. One of those is a corny dog hack, and so as soon as I did my hack, everybody in line started doing it. In addition to that, we had a discussion on how you attack a corny dog from the front, from the side. So we actually here in the studio show you our way of attacking a corny dog. But here is my corny dog hack. It's very quick at the state fair yesterday. Here's the corny dog hack. And the officer right here, he's going to see it. This is what you do. This is how you do it. So everybody usually puts mustard on it and they do it like that. The corny dog hack is this. Get your wrapper, select that, and then spin it. And now you've got it everywhere. Ta-da. The cop absolutely loved it. He was like, and then everybody in line behind me said, I'm doing that. And so it's essentially you just put whatever kitchen ketchup or mustard on your corny dog, spin it so it gets all over the place, and now you have every bite is
This is why I love Mondo, 'cause
Nice even
Yeah.
coating of
No,
mustard.
Your way of handling food, you just became the hula hoop of corny dogs. Like it's such a fad now. I'm sure
Oh.
they're doing it again today.
Wait till you see my turkey leg hack.
It's almost like they need the chocolate fountain, but with mustard like that, and then you would just do the same thing.
So much easier.
And yeah, instead of
So
like the
much
whole
easier.
like paper and like the noise.
If you
I
saw
think
the guy behind me in that little clip, he took his corny dog straight on. And you know there is a discussion also. What's the proper way for a guy to take on their corny dog? So
Okay, let's just be honest. For a straight guy,
oh,
because I mean, you're going to say
you want to
for-
see it?
Well, you're saying what's the proper way for a guy? Okay,
I'll
so,
show you
okay,
right now.
Show me.
Jansen, roll that.
There it is.
Straight on, baby. You take that sucker and just gobble it up. Yes, ah! Oh, it's so fantastic.
Look at that. Oh my god.
I commit. And look,
Yeah, that is a commitment right there.
of course, you know, look, you want to make sure that you get everything that you can get in your mouth because it's, oh, look at that. And then you even have some juice behind. I mean, come on. How do you not love that? Oh, heaven.
I know the Nature Channel has Shark Week. Now Food Network's going to have Twinkie Week. And it's just slow motions of you eating all these things.
Isn't it great?
Do you have a good Twinkie hack?
Yeah, actually, I do. No, I do. And you know tiramisu? They use lady
I
finger.
loved her and my cousin Vinny.
No, lady tiramisu. You use Twinkies instead of lady fingers. I also do that with Nutter Butters with brownie mix. Put Nutter Butters on the bottom. Put your brownie mix on top and bake it. Oh, fantastic! So there's a picture of Dean eating his. So Dean, what does it look like when you eat your corny dog in public at the fair? I'm really interested.
Let's
to see
watch, shall we?
This. Oh, geez, playing with it.
He had to make sure it was ready to go.
Yeah. And there we go.
And
Oh my goodness! See, he's straight on. There's no taking it from this side.
okay, so what do you do? What do you think when these guys are at the fair and they're like side mouth?
I don't think anything because I'm all about mine. You can do whatever they want.
Do you think it's an
I-
awkward moment? Do you think people think about it, or they just kind of want to take it? Look at Dean.
No, but you know, I'm not a ketchup guy. I'm not a ketchup guy on hamburgers or hot dogs. No,
I am.
mustard only.
I'm
I think you're an amateur if you have ketchup on your
An
hamburger.
amateur.
On your hamburger, not on your hot dog. put whatever you want in a hot dog.
Are you-
I'm a burger guy.
What about ranch?
No, I'm cool with ranch.
Ranch and fries?
Yes,
I love that.
absolutely.
What about sweet potato fries? What
I don't
condiment?
No, I don't eat sweet potato fries. That's healthy.
What?
It's
Why?
healthy.
They're delicious.
Yeah, they're healthy. I don't like those. Are we going to show Melissa?
No, we're not showing mine
Why not?
because I think it's
Yes, go ahead. Now, fair is fair, Melissa. Do you feel exploited by us?
a little, and I'm not alone in this world.
Who else is thinking that you're being exploited if we show you? All we're doing is showing you eating.
I know, but I mean, all of us kind of went for the closing of the eyes for some reason. I'm not
enjoyed-
sure why.
We
When I watched
enjoyed it.
them back, I mean, I think it might be.
Okay, well, we can skip it.
I
And
don't know. What do y'all think?
I
don't know.
vote. I vote. We
Maybe
show.
let's ask Jagger when he calls in.
Okay, maybe
And
we'll show that.
he's seen the video.
Now, and very quickly, here's my hack to a turkey leg on the proper way of eating it, because
Okay.
you know a lot of people just get after it, but there's an easier, quicker way to do it, and it gets just as delicious and juicy. And here we go for that.
Okay.
Okay, so this is my turkey leg hack. So a lot of people, they attack the turkey leg, like this, and they just eat it or they eat it around. One of the best ways to eat this is, you see this little tendon right here? What you do is you grab it and you peel it off. And there, it'll also cool it off, and you can get after it. So there you go, turkey leg hack.
What do you think?
All right, so something else I forgot to tell you, when you peel that turkey leg off, you can end up with like little turkey lollipops, right? From the tendons. And so you just grab the end of a tendon, ta-da, see? Little turkey lollipops.
Oh my gosh, your poor child.
Oh, come on.
God, a turkey lollipop.
They're fantastic.
What are you doing?
No,
There's
Jagger.
something hanging and dangling from one.
No,
Yeah.
Jagger knows. I have a trick also with buffalo wings, and we call them the flats. So what I do is I spin the flat and break the tendons on the end, and leave one, and then just pop the whole thing in my mouth and peel it off, and that bone comes out as slick as a whistle.
Like crawfish?
Not
Ish.
really.
But I mean, like, that's so, you say you have this whole, it's a,
I'll have
like
to
you're
show
breaking
you.
the neck kind of thing?
No. It's on a flat.
No, I understand.
I'll crack it so there's two bones in the flat, and I'll leave one bone, pull the smaller one out, and then put that whole thing in my mouth. And when I pull that joker out, and you get it's easier to dunk in ranch. I'm not a blue cheese guy. And then you pull that joker out, and that thing is as smooth and slick as a whistle. Oh, and so delicious.
Did you eat that entire turkey leg?
Oh, I had help.
And so
We had two.
you had two of those?
They're so good.
Oh my God, I am not into that. What else did you eat?
I'm not into that.
You're
No,
not.
I don't like a turkey leg. I'm not a turkey leg girl.
Oh, you're not.
Funnel cake.
When's the last time I had a
When's
funnel cake?
when's the last time you had a turkey leg?
Yesterday. When's the last time you had a turkey leg?
I don't remember.
You haven't had. Well, we're going to change that.
Ugh,
Yeah.
I think it's dark meat.
Can I tell you about
It
the
is dark
last time
meat.
I
I
went
like,
to the
I
fair?
like dark meat.
It's beautiful. Dark meat is the
No.
best meat on the planet because you can cook it forever and it will never. White meat dissolves, goes crazy. That's why if you buy soup in like a drive-through for like Chick-fil-A or Panera, the meat is always shredded. Dark meat stays whole. You can cook it for 10 hours and you're good.
I like it just a chicken breast, and I'm good.
Not
And I
so
make it great. That's the only thing I can make.
Really?
It's so good.
So we're coming over for
And
dinner.
steamed broccoli.
And steamed broccoli.
That's it.
That's actually.
I
really
grew up
good.
with that every night.
Did you
And
really?
that's the only thing I can make.
And by the way, speaking of cooking, Jansen sent me a text about he had a whole bunch of fajita meat. And he says, hey, I have all this fajita meat. What did you end up doing with it?
We actually just ate all the fajita
Okay.
meat, so we
you didn't do my little hack?
No.
Yeah. He was like,
But you have other hacks, right?
I have a billion
So
hacks.
Whataburger. Was it Whataburger? What did you say? Or McDonald's?
It's McDonald's.
Oh,
Big
McDonald's,
Mac.
Yeah.
the Big Mac. And I'll show it, but it's very simple. You just take the top bun off because it comes with 3 buns. You remove the top bun, flip the middle bun over, and it's that simple. And then you can scrape off some of the lettuce. So you eliminate the top bun, which is really unnecessary. And now you have a double Big Mac without the top bun. It's a very simple. I'll show it to you.
Okay.
And fantastic. That Thousand Island on there. Oh, yeah. Or whatever their Mac juice is.
Oh my God.
Love it.
Their secret sauce.
Yeah, love it.
It's just Italian. bread.
Okay, so
Or
did you
it's,
eat anything else
Thousand
besides
Island.
the?
Yeah, so
And
unfortunately,
how expensive was that fair food?
oh, it's insane. I mean, a bacon wrapped turkey leg was 26 tickets, and I don't know what that's equitable to because we didn't break
So
it
they
down.
have that whole thing wrapped in bacon.
in bacon. Yeah, that's really good. Do you like bacon?
I like bacon.
Okay.
I mean, and turkey
it goes
bacon.
it goes the distance. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get you off that health stuff. Jagger calls me the enabler. Dean is probably a good testament to that because no, Dean was a vegetarian for a long, long time.
You were?
Mm-hmm.
What happened?
Me.
Seriously? Why?
Well, other things too, but yeah.
Dean said, if I ever get down to eating meat, I want Mondo to take me to the place. And was it Scotty's that we went to in McKinney? There was some hamburger
No, it was a
joint.
Sonic by my house.
No, it wasn't a Sonic.
You took me to a Sonic.
Was it the number 2?
I think so.
Yeah, it had to be the number
It was a
2.
Oh
Sonic.
my God.
Yeah,
Well,
And now I pull in and they're like, the usual, Mr. Lewis.
of course.
I love the tater tots.
Cheesy
they're so
potato
good.
tots with chili.
Oh God, why does it always have to be like with all this stuff on it?
Why not?
It's
That's
just-
like my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law, if I make rice, I put chicken stock in my rice, and I add a little bit of this. She goes, "Why can't you just make white rice? Your other stuff has flavor in it." Because I'm accentuating the flavor.
But not everyone wants that.
Okay, we'll make your own rice. I'm
That's
gonna
what I
have it
do.
my
I put
way.
that minute rice in. It takes 60
Minute
seconds, and
rice.
I am done.
No,
White rice.
I
Done.
do mine like risotto. I add stock slowly, stir it slowly. It takes me an hour to do my rice.
Okay, you're not answering everything else. So what else did you eat at the fair?
I had, so I was going to do the funnel cake queso burger, bacon burger, but that was way too many tickets. Got a lot of freebies from the farm place, not the Embarcadero, but the other place, because they have all these freebies. Got this really good Greek seasoning. Really, corny dog, of course. I think I just went the normal funnel
Okay, if
cake,
you
corny
could
dog,
have-
and turkey leg.
If you could try to have one of your hacks or one of your recipes in the fair, what do you think would win?
Wow, can I?
Is that a dream of yours to have
yes.
to go into that contest?
Yes, yeah, it is.
And have the fried,
It was
whatever.
I already had the idea, and then I nudged my wife and I came up with it, and we experimented with, and we had it down to perfection. Found out that with the fair, you cannot enter the best of unless you're a vendor there. The vendor line to get in to be a vendor at the fair is years long because the people make their money for the year at the fair. In 1 month, they're good. So, but yeah, I would totally do it. It was a green chili mashed potato with an avocado cream sauce that you dunk it in on a stick because it's easy for people to eat that. But there was a nice little surprise in the middle of it. Oh, damn it. Can't do it.
Dean, do you do the fair?
No.
Not into it.
I went in, the last time I went, I was so embarrassed and I'm going to go back.
Why?
Why?
Because it's when I started gaining weight. I was like 215 or so. And I was there with my kids and we wanted to ride the swan boats. You know the story?
I do know the story.
And they weighed me and said, "You're too heavy. You can't ride it."
Oh.
It tilted.
Yeah. And people are like, "They have a scale there?" I was like, "No, the guy who guesses weight came over." Yeah, they had a scale. And but my question is, why do you how can you sell deep fried Snickers and have a weight limit on your rides?
Yeah.
It's like opening a strip club and you're saying everyone can come in, but blindfolds are mandatory. It just doesn't make any sense.
It's a really good point.
Yeah. So it was so embarrassed. My kids, I think that's when they started hating me.
But
and,
Dean, you're in luck.
I'll never go back.
They've modified the thing now, so they have belt buckles that will adjust. They add on to.
Oh, it wasn't about a belt buckle.
It wasn't about
just,
the
I got in
extender.
it, and they're like, when your kids get in the water, it's going to be a Titanic type situation in there. It was horrible. And I'm not the heaviest person on the fair.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
but
I
let's
can't
think
believe
about-
that this is the first time
Yes.
because they were acting like this never happens again. I'm like, dude, there's people whose feet are white because the sun's never reached there because when they're walking barefoot, they're so fat.
Yeah, let's think about like the average size person, right? And then
Yeah.
walking around. I'm surprised too that they.
I'm
haven't
not
figured it out.
now. I'm like 290 plus, but I was 215. I wasn't that bad.
What if you're an athlete? Let's just go, and that's your size. They're going to tell that Cowboys player, same thing. That's
Yeah, because I was a 6'4" guy.
Yeah.
Could easily weigh 250.
sure.
I saw that all day yesterday. They have the size limit on kids where on rides you can ride rides with an adult. I think since my daughter's been born, I've never been able to ride a ride with her until yesterday. And so I really enjoyed it. I was able to they put the bar down and all this. I was like, wow, this is
Oh, because
crazy.
you've lost your weight because of your cancer?
I never mentioned
Second.
that. I didn't mention it.
Number 2.
Dean did. I didn't. I just happened to say that I was able to ride rides.
Dancing around it. All right.
Okay, well, that's fine. Hey, speaking of which, so talking about restaurants and eating and all that stuff, Melissa, did you ever have an experience where you go and you'll say, I'll pick up the check. Everyone gets the menu, and there's the guy that orders the steak and lobster, and everyone else is ordering just a simple entree because you're picking up the check.
Okay, I think there's that scenario. And then there's the scenario of let's all go to dinner and order and split the bill.
Oh, that's
and then
always
you have
screwed.
someone at the end of the table order an expensive bottle of wine or the expensive entree and expect you to go in on that. Maybe you ate before and you're just going to order a little appetizer. And then what do? What's the etiquette? Because you don't want to be the etiquette a-hole, you know, or do you say, you know what? I only had the whatever. So
What was the agreement? Was the agreement to split the
we
bill?
had an experience where we went out to dinner and someone at the end of the table wanted to act like he had a really big ding dong and order an expensive bottle of wine, you know, right?
Was it Harvey Weinstein?
I know, right?
And Harvey Weinstein.
Yes.
No. And you're sitting there and we were introducing another couple to them and I was going, oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed. What do we do now? Because, I mean, we're talking, I was kind of blown away that it took a lot of bolitos to do that. Anyway, so yeah, end of the night, the bill came and it was between the three couples. Let's split it. We walked out. Oh, and I had to call the other couple. I said, "I am so sorry." I mean, it was so embarrassing.
Should we tell what happened to Vegas to us?
Yes.
You remember that?
No.
Okay, so Jagger goes to Vegas. I'm in Vegas. I was married at the time. Mondo's there. Jasmine's there. All of us. So we end up going to Treasure Island.
By the way, Dean was performing. He was performing in Vegas at the Riviera.
Yeah, so I was, again, much thinner, and I was dressed in a suit, very nice suit. I used to wear a suit on stage and a black shirt, you know, and I look like a high roller a little bit. I'm not bragging. It's just that's the way I look because most people in Vegas have fanny packs. It doesn't take a lot to raise the
Don't
bar.
knock a fanny pack.
I'm not. I'm just saying it doesn't take much to raise the bar.
Yeah.
So we went to Treasure Island, and I think we had a table or something like that. But anyway,
okay.
so they're all sitting down, and I was just standing partially because there's nowhere to sit, but also I didn't want to sit. So it looks like they're all these high roller people because they're all dressed up a little bit, our group, and I'm standing there in my suit, you know, with my hands in front of my crotch, that bodyguard type of thing. And they come over and say, "Do you want bottle service?"
Yes, and they took us outside of Treasure Island. There was a little private patio that we went to. I remember now.
Yeah.
And so it was me. Everyone was sharp looking. We were looking very nice, and Dean, of course, very dapper, and he looked like he was our attendant.
Yeah.
Is
I
what he
looked
looked
like. I
like.
was the bodyguard or
Right.
something. And so, we'll go outside for bottle service. We don't have any idea. And so we sit down, and they come over, and they're like, well, it's $800 a bottle.
Yeah, it was bananas.
And, you know, and I subtly said, well, I said, for right now, we're just going to be, we're trying to figure out if we want to go dancing to another club. Can you hold off on that? I wasn't like, what the hell?
No, I was in my head, but a bottle of Absolute that you can get at the store for what, $12-14 for a liter or 1.5 liters of Absolute was $800.
And what did Jagger say?
Jagger wasn't there.
Oh, I guess he wasn't
Oh,
there that
okay,
night.
okay.
Yeah. And so I was like,
would've kicked our
just give
ass.
us a moment. And so as soon as the waiter said, I said, let's go. And we all just three
Running.
stooched out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
really funny.
Because
It's just, I don't get it. And they do that now. You go to these clubs and they have these little tables. I haven't been out in years, but this is what I hear. And you can sit and they same thing. And you have this service and I don't understand it.
But see, here's my thing. If let's say all three of us coupled up, we go out, and someone has to have the balls to go, no, let's not split the bill or whatever. Because if the agreement is to split the bill, okay, Melissa, I can't help that you're going to have a salad, and my desire to have steak and lobster, and a bottle of Domaine de la Romanie Conti, which is a $15,000 bottle of wine. It's a red. It's one of the most expensive wines in the world. But if I wanted to have that night, hey, I know I'm going to get a third kicked
Yeah,
into
I'm
me.
with you. You have to set it from the
Parameters.
Yes,
Yeah.
and you have to have all of that set at the beginning because at the end, you're screwed.
But-
or you have the person going, okay, so let me get out my calculator. I had and then how much do you guys want to do for gratuity? I owe you $14.87.
Yeah, because I also think that the proper thing to do is if I said I wanted to order the most expensive bottle of wine, don't worry, guys, I'll catch that. Because that is, to me, the etiquette
Yeah,
of it.
that's what you
is-
should do.
Right. Say, hey, tell the waiter, instead of us splitting it, make sure that goes, I'll take care of that end and then we'll split everything else up. Because I know the guy that does I want the most expensive thing and everyone else is just ordering, pot stickers or whatever. And yet he's going to order the most expensive thing. And we're like, really? But he even does that whenever somebody's catching the bill, and so.
And I've seen that before where it's like, oh, I'm gonna have the lobster, and it's to me. I'm like, that's so gross. Who
It
do you
is.
think you are?
It is.
Yeah.
They don't reconcile that in their head.
Oh, they know.
No, they don't.
They have
Yes,
to.
they do. They have to
They
know.
don't. They don't reconcile that because I think in their head they're going to go, I'm going to catch them on the other side.
No.
I know that it doesn't work like that, but I know this guy. His thought process is that. By the way, that guy's not me. But well, no, because I loathe that guy too, because I don't want to be sitting there. And I brought that guy with me, and he's like, oh man, I haven't had that in a long time. I can't believe they have that on the menu. Well, I'm getting that, and I'm like, Brian, come on, it's
No, you just said his name.
it's all right. He didn't listen to the show. He's working.
Okay.
But I'm like, come on, bro. This is like the most expensive thing that's on here. Really? And he's like, you know what?
But for me, when we had that moment, I got in the car and I said, now I know that we won't go out with them again. And I mean, it was years ago, but it was one of those, in my mind, I had no idea. It was this weird, dark secret that they pulled. And I said, good, now I know, we're done. And not done being friends, but I just can't socially go do that again because it's way too expensive. And I was introducing another couple to them. And I looked like the idiot going, yeah, you guys should all hang out. You're from the same city.
Okay, well, can I bring this up then? Why do you go out as couples? Because and
That's
introduce
actually
couple to couple.
Okay, that's a really great question. I think it is so hard to find couple friends.
Yeah, that's always the worst case scenario where you know both couples, but they don't know each other, and you think, let's get them all together. That's going to be a fantastic time. The odds of your friends and your other
I agree.
friends clicking. You're actually you ought to send out an invitation. Go, hey, do you want to have a lousy time tonight and think of me differently from now
Yeah,
on?
but I'm also talking about when you have your spouse or your partner and you're going out with your friend and their partner, and you think all four of you are going to have this beautiful match.
Never. It never happens.
It's really hard. to
Speaking
find.
of beautiful matches,
There he is.
there's what would Jagger do,
Oh,
Mr.
look
Chris
at him.
Jagger.
Now the show can begin.
Hi.
Can I just say, sitting here listening to etiquette tips from Mondo is just.
Oh,
I know
Well,
he used the word waiter. It's a server, by the way.
I used to be a waiter. I was
It's
a waiter at
You're a
Chili's.
server.
Waiter at Chili's.
Oh, come on, I was a waiter at
But then
Chili's.
him, yeah, okay. But
What?
thanks for
What,
the
you gonna
knowledge
talk
bomb
about
on
my
the most
wine
expensive
knowledge
bottle
now?
of wine.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. See, I know this guy. I knew he was going to go there. You don't even drink wine, so
Douche.
why
Oh
don't you be
God.
quiet?
Captain Douche. Oh, by the way, can I just say, I don't need to see your Starbucks bag and your little brown goodies bag on the table
I
during
knew-
the show.
what did I tell
have
you?
Some class. Act like you've been there.
And
on.
look, come on. I mean, it was an accident.
Seriously.
Always
Huh?
with the complaining. Can you ever not?
I
for
knew
once,
it.
can there be a day when you don't complain?
No.
Just one
No.
time.
Otherwise,
Really?
No,
I'd
he's
like to
right.
share
It looks
between
like a
the
mess. This place looks like a frat house. He's right.
And Dean's sitting there with the fruit and Twinkies and
Well,
skin
let me
tag
say
remover.
this is here because of some
I
piece
get
we're gonna
ripped.
do on the
Yeah.
radio, and the
The
cards.
Twinkies were a bit, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Twinkies were
Well,
a
they're
bit.
still
so
Gloves were part
the
of
fruit
it.
I apologize for.
Oh, by the
Yeah.
way, speaking of the bit, so Melissa, we filmed her
Absent-minded.
doing it. She didn't show her
No.
part to it.
I can't.
And so we left that up to you to decide, should we show her
Twinkie
doing her
devouration.
how she takes it?
He's gonna.
What- is
He's gonna
that the
protect.
video that you sent
Yes,
me,
you're gonna protect
Melissa?
me. You'll protect me, won't you?
That goes into slow motion. That's fantastic. And that everybody can see.
No, you told
That's
me
the
you were.
one.
That video.
No,
That video, yes. Yes. And she said she wanted Jagger to make the decision on whether or not we should show it.
Such a bad
I
idea.
said, I think we
Oh,
should.
listen, it's Emmy Award winning. Come on.
It really is. You should have seen Dean's flushed face afterwards.
Yeah, he said, "Oh my
I'm sure.
God."
What did I call you? I
Oh,
called
what
you.
did- what
I
did
called
you-
you the gold
Wait,
standard.
He said, "I'm the gold standard."
Yeah, forget his flushed face. You might want to check his shorts.
Yes.
What's your critique of both Dean and I? Huh?
Yeah, what do you think? Did you
Hey,
see?
come on, huh? You got some heat for me now, huh?
Did you see their
Are
videos?
you going to play?
Did you see the
Are
other
you-
ones or no?
No.
Oh, okay.
Boo. All right.
Later.
All right. Yeah. So let's
Did you
show.
see the card trick, Mr. Jagger? You're featured in it.
Yes, thank you. It was amazing. The reveal. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Yes,
He loves
Yay.
a good
I was
trick.
very impressed.
He does.
Thank you,
He
Mr.
does.
Jagger.
Okay, so I mean, really, we have to. Do you think husband's gonna kill me?
No.
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 Like,
Oh,
he doesn't care.
In fact, if anything, he should be high fiving you.
That's what I was saying.
Thank you.
Okay. So here's Melissa.
Oh, my
And
God.
this is how she attacks. If she was going to eat a corny dog, this is how she would do it.
Oh, I'm never ever gonna live this down ever. Oh my god.
Whoa!
No, it's horrible.
Get it?
No, we were saying the
Get it,
problem
girl?
is everyone. We all had our eyes closed. It's very awkward.
I know.
Okay, that's enough.
No, it's not.
Oh.
And then the little.
I don't know why, but your homeowners association is on line 3.
But she didn't bite it and lick the cream out of the middle or anything else.
No, and it looks bad because it looks worse than what it actually is because it's in slow motion.
Okay.
But that is the
was
gold
fantastic.
standard.
That was a great move right there, putting it in slow mo. That was great. Her eyes closing, just like yes.
I'm sweating. I'm gonna kill you.
That's all right. Hey, so speaking of which, so what would the WWJD? What would Jagger do? So if you had the choice to do either reality sex or the real deal,
Virtual reality.
which one
Unlike
would you?
reality sex. What
That's the real deal or the real deal. Would you rather do the real deal or the real deal?
Yes.
Okay, virtual reality. Okay, through a game or the real deal. And there's part 2. If you have virtual reality sex, is that cheating?
Well, first, I think real is better, not virtual reality. I can't imagine. I think that could be okay if you're in a pinch, and you had to do with nothing else.
Yeah.
But I think I don't think you're ever going to be able to top the real deal, unless your partner doesn't do something that you want to do in virtual reality because you've got some strange kink thing going on that you don't,
Yeah.
that you don't do with them. And then cheat? No, it's not. How would it be cheating?
I thought he would say that. Not
Yeah.
cheating.
Virtual reality is
Yeah,
not
no,
cheating.
that argument of that, and even if you had like a blow up doll or it's no more cheating than virtual reality sex.
Mm-hmm.
But the argument to that though is, well, why did you go that route instead of using me as whatever you needed?
Because
to
you're
do?
fat and you're getting your mother's hips.
No,
That's
but
why.
What if you? Oh my god.
Exactly.
But what if you want it at a certain time and that person isn't there? So why not?
Right. So
Yeah.
if you had say Melissa's husband's at work and she has the Amatron 2000 in the closet, and he's a fully functional, male robot that can come out and do whatever she needs.
No, he would stay in the closet. But go ahead.
Yes.
No, I'm just saying,
Yeah,
if
right.
I'm the husband, I'm like, look, do what you need and get what you need, but just make sure I get what I need.
Totally.
Yeah, because I think the whole problem is between the sexes is men can very easily have sex as just, I need this release. There's no connection with this whatever, and I'm done. And it means almost nothing.
That's what I
Yes.
that's what I said. I've said this before about guys that will go to a massage parlor. You're allowed to get a massage and have everything touched except one particular part. But I'm like, all it is a mechanical release. There's no association. There's no love. There's no anything else that goes along with it. But people will freak out about that.
We've talked about this before. You even have said that it's okay if there were places that open like that, there would be no issue to go and have that release and then just move on. Right now, if you
Yeah,
go,
exactly.
and he has no issue with that, and I kind of agree. I think that if you need the release, go for it. You get a massage, you get a little worked up,
No.
and who cares?
Yeah.
I'm against it because I think that the expectation then when you go to your partner will be that much more hot.
No.
Because you can't wait to fulfill that need as a guy. And so I'm more raged
No.
up. No, I'm more
Oh my
raged
God.
up and excited and ready.
All
to
right,
pounce.
Mondo. So let's skip lunch today so dinner tastes better. That's the lamest thing you've ever come up with.
No, it's totally different, Dean. I'm dealing with hormones.
Oh, he wants to say it. You want to say the C word?
And by the
so
way, no,
bad.
I picked Jagger to do virtual reality.
I did too.
Because you
Really?
wouldn't have to mess with a real human being.
Oh,
Mine
Gene.
is real deal. Because why waste your glorious DNA on some pixels?
You suck up.
Good deal.
Thank you.
All right. Speaking of good
All right.
deals,
Hey,
all
Is
right.
it weird? Is it weird that the guy just pulled up to put up the Christmas lights today?
Yes.
Don't you have
Not in your world.
No, you have spiders in your front yard.
No, we do have Halloween spiders out there, but see, the deal is that the company that does this usually, they're slammed in November, so they offer a 10% discount if you do it in October. So I said, okay, October, but then they're here on Friday the 13th. I'm like, oh,
You should
little
pay
early,
him,
but
pay him out of your Prada wallet.
Yeah. I do think it's
Okay,
weird that
thank
your
you.
Halloween spiders have their legs shaved. That's odd.
Nothing but the best.
All right, goodbye.
All right. Thank you, Jagger.
Mwah.
That is
But
another-
on your porch is a pumpkin spice latte instead of a pumpkin. That's
Right.
weird.
Right. Only him. Only him. Hey, that is another great hour of the Oddcast podcast. Again, we're on every Friday from 10 a.m.
Then on
to
Halloween, kids show up and you're like, you don't have a reservation.
Oh my gosh, why is my phone ringing from my husband?
Oh, don't answer it. Don't answer it.
True?
I swear.
That's all right.
Oh, my
he just wants to talk about what you're doing later. All
Well,
right.
at least 2 of us will be back next week.
That's right. All right, guys. Have a good week, and we'll catch you later.
Bye.